Gesneriad Society Convention Show 2016. This is Achimenes Sauline, another blue ribbon winner by Myhr, and the grower is standing right behind it. Hi Ron.
Hi Peter.
Tell us about this plant.
Well, there's not a whole lot to say. I got 2 years ago, a little over a year ago I guess, a year and a half ago, I got some rhizomes given to me of a variety of Achimenes. And this was one of them, and I grew it last year. I didn't have that many rhizomes, so it wasn't that full of pot. But then I had a great many rhizomes by the end of the year, and made up 2 pots with about a dozen rhizomes in each 5-inch pot. Grew it under quite high light, being careful not to let it dry, because Achimenes, unlike Streptocarpus, Achimenes don't like to get dry at all. So I've been quite assiduous about that, and with a fair bit of fertilizer. I find Achimenes like to be fed fairly robustly, and there's not much else to say. It's in a standard soilless mix, but with a bit more peat moss than I use for the strep. So it's probably 2 parts peat and 1 part each perlite and vermiculite, and is watered regularly with a standard tomato fertilizer. So notice the red tomatoes on it, right? Yeah.
I see. Yeah, here's a tomato. It's trying to turn into a tomato, right? One of the comments made was that this is early in the year for Achimenes. Is that true? Is that
well? I think it's quite. I think Achimenes are quite variable. Some cultivars are much quicker to sprout from the rhizomes. This one starts early, so I harvested them last fall, and the rhizomes had started to sprout by early in the year, and at the end of January or February. So I potted them up. There are some other varieties, like there's one called Harry Williams that I have that didn't actually start to sprout until this one was already blooming. So there's quite a variance. So it depends on the cultivar. I think it's quite normal for this cultivar. In fact, there's one very similar to this in last year's show, shown by someone else. So it just goes to show that some varieties are earlier than others.
So it really is a matter of knowing the variety and knowing that it's going to sprout early and grow early and bloom early.
Right, and if you're growing them, just observe what it's doing and how it's growing and what its habit is. Now I know that Sauline here is going to be an early bloomer, and I know that Harry Williams will never ever be available for the convention show. But by September, it'll be spectacular, and this one will be done.
Cool. Thank you, Ron. Appreciate it.
Thank you.